Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!
How do orcs know what a menu is? And where did the word menu even come from? J.R.R. Tolkien based most of the cultures in Lord of the Rings off of the Anglo-Saxons, and in the case of the elves, Norse mythology. The main races of men that are talked about had languages based off of Old English, where the word menu was definitely not a thing. The word menu comes from French. Back in the mid-1700s, before the French Revolution, and when the aristocracy was still in charge, they would throw these big, elaborate dinners, and there would be a list of the different foods that are being served, called a menu. Meanwhile, in the city of Paris, the restaurant was first coming into prominence in the form of a broth.
You didn't originally go to a restaurant, you originally consumed a restaurant.
Mathurin Rosé de Chantoiseau is said to have invented the restaurant, a restorative broth that was used to help circulation. Chantoiseau believed that this broth would cure all of the ailments of the French public. He offered these restaurants in dining establishments and quickly realized that there was an opportunity. At this point, inns and taverns were the main form of dining establishments for regular people. There was one communal table where one thing was offered at a certain time of day, and there was one set price.
We started offering these all times a day. He also started adding additional things to sell because while chicken soup might be good for you, when I get sick, it's saltines and ginger ale, or somebody else, congee might be it. And so he started offering these choices. So we have suddenly choice, right? Democratic choice of what is best for you. And of course, what does the word mean for short list in French? It's menu.
So during the French Revolution, we have the rise of the restaurant with a menu that looks more like what we know today. And as the aristocracy was ousted, these fancy private chefs had to find somewhere else to do their work. And so they started working in these new institutions of restaurants. The words restaurant and menu started to travel beyond the borders of France into far-off lands like England. So the word menu first arose in England sometime in the middle of the 1800s. Before that, inns and taverns would just call it a bill of fare. So, in short, orcs wouldn't know what a menu is. Most likely that word wasn't even used in Middle-earth. They didn't know French. But also that could have been a mistake on the part of Peter Jackson, or it could have been a callback to some of the anachronisms that J.R.R. Tolkien uses in the books. Either way, it's pretty hilarious to imagine an orc going into a restaurant like the Cheesecake Factory and perusing the 40 pages of a menu.